Welcome to the Complete Story Series, where I take trade paperbacks and single issues and I break them down into digestible bites, giving you an audiobook version of your favorite comic books. The purpose of this series is to allow you to hear what is happening in your favorite storylines with your favorite characters, and then go by the next issue to give you a greater understanding so that you understand what's happening. That's the whole point of these storylines. Last week, we brought you the Immortal Hulk issue 1, and a lot of you guys enjoyed it, and personally, this has so far been one of my favorite Hulk runs in a long time. A horror version of the Hulk. Well, since these stories are pretty much single issues at the start of this run, we're going to be bringing you the second issue today. Enjoy this scary version of the Hulk.
While avoiding the prying eyes of many, Bruce Banner spends a lot of time alone, often in a small room. But as he wakes from his nightmare, he tells himself that it's not the bomb that he dreams about, it's the waiting. Being trapped in a tiny room with a Geiger counter. The radiation that he's taken, and nobody could survive this. They call it the walking ghost phase. You feel like you're healthy, like you're not dead, but death is coming. It's coming in the form of a hissing Geiger counter. It crackles, it laughs at him, and it won't shut up. It won't leave him alone. It just won't leave him alone. As he blinks, he looks out the bus window. Did he just say all that stuff out loud? It doesn't really matter. The bus is mostly empty. Nobody to give a fitfully sleeping stranger a second look. But that's the third night in a row with the same dream. He should just stop sleeping, or at least at night. The night is his time. The bus makes a stop and Bruce feels an itch in the back of his skull. His seat is no longer comfortable. It's a sign. There's something here for him. Bruce heads into the diner to get something to eat and try to enjoy one of the few things that he can enjoy. Eating. The taste, the smell, everything about it. He can still enjoy it, even with him looking back at him. But it isn't so bad now. He just finds ways to use that power inside. Ways to use him to bring a measure of justice to this world. A way to atone for his sins. Bruce heads out and he looks down at the papers and he sees the headline. Hulk sighted by a reporter named Jackie McGee from the Arizona Herald. Bruce looks around. Should he run? Will someone recognize him? He looks down and he sees the local paper with the headline, "Mystery deaths are nothing to worry about." Yes, that's something he's interested in. Nobody should recognize him, so he should be able to ask around, and he'll start at the bars. He asks the bartender about these deaths, and one of the patrons says that he knows exactly what it is. It's grief. 4 people have fallen to the same thing. They lose someone, they bury them. They fall into grief. After that, the sickness comes. It's like a chain of sickness. Soon the whole town will be grieving. What then? The bartender tells the man to give it a rest. She doesn't need him scaring off the clientele. And Bruce asks, what started this chain of grief? A man lowers his glass, telling him, that's easy. It was when the Fry boy died. The bartender tells the man to hush, and Bruce says, who's that? Bartender takes out her phone and says that she should have a picture of him. His name was Del Fry. Prom king, star quarterback, you name it, he was the best at it. He died of some embolism or something, just kneeled over and died. Nice kid. Rich too. His father was a doctor, invented something or made it better. Something like that. What was it, medical treatment? Cancer treatment? Nah. Radiation treatment. When Bruce hears those words, the itch returns, focused on a single point, right where the arrow that killed him went in. It wasn't long ago that Bruce had asked an acquaintance to fire a special kind of arrow into his brain. It was a complex situation, but he needed to know if he could die. The arrow did a lot of damage, and he's not sure that he's fully healed, but now his other thinks he's smarter. Bruce wanders through the town cemetery, and he finds himself stopping at Del Fry's grave, with something telling him that it all started right here. Something in this place, in the air, the soil, something he recognizes, something he doesn't want to recognize, something that's a part of him. Bruce stumbles back, stating, no. He runs to a payphone calling the police, stating that it's gamma radiation emitting from the grave. Anybody visiting it is in danger of acute radiation syndrome. It's like a flu at first, food poisoning, but it's also called the walking ghost phase. No, he doesn't have an exact reading. No, he can't give you his name. You know what? Fine. You want my name? It's Robert Bruce Banner, and don't make me angry. He hurries, knowing that got their attention. And there's still something else, though. He saw it on the way in, a flash of green in the distant mountain. He begins to climb the side of that mountain, inching closer and closer to the source of that green light. And as he climbs into a cave, he sees the bodies scattered about with a voice stating that they are so sorry. Bruce asks, Dr. Fry? And the bright green radioactive body of Dr. Fry lunges forward, telling Bruce, I'm sorry, but I can't let anyone find me. As Dr. Fry holds Bruce down by his neck, he thinks to himself, he wanted to know if he could die, and he could. With that, there's a loud crack as Bruce's arms turn green, and the Hulk jumps up, slamming Dr. Fry into the ground. Sure, Bruce Banner can die, but the Hulk can't. Dr. Fry shouts, oh God, you're Dr. Banner! The Hulk picks up Dr. Fry asking, are you trying to piss me off? Your kid, what's his name, Dell? It started with him, didn't it? And don't lie, I can smell a liar. Dr. Fry pauses for a moment and tells him, he was afraid of death. I never really thought of it until my wife Claire died. I wondered what the afterlife was like. I just couldn't imagine it. All the joys of touch and taste and smell, the thought of it all just gone. I couldn't let that happen. So I threw myself into my work. Everyone saw Dr. Banner as a cautionary tale, but not me. I made minor improvements to the conventional cancer treatments, but the real work, I kept that to myself. Human testing began with me and it went perfectly. After a month of initial injection, I felt 10 years younger. The gamma-powered healing factor had no side effects, and my son was going pro. With all the injuries that he could face, I couldn't wait. So I injected him and something happened. He said he saw a green door, and someone was looking back at him. It's below us. That's when he fell over, and he was dead within seconds. After that, I destroyed the serum. Nobody suspected me, so I never had to confess. The Hulk scoffs. I've got it from here. So you hid yourself in the middle of nowhere, and between killing anyone who found you, you began to wonder why. Why did you live? Well, science is the other guy, but maybe you built up a tolerance, created your very own walking ghost phase. That's the irony of it all. You're afraid of death, and now you are death. You loved your son, but you put him in a grave. Dr. Fry cowers. Oh, God! And Hulk tells him, yeah, now you're getting it. He's radioactive. 6 feet of Earth isn't enough to contain that. Everyone who goes to mourn walks away with a fatal dose and becomes a walking ghost. How many has it been, Dr. Fry? How many have to die because you were scared? Dr. Fry backs up. Please, I've made mistakes. I don't want to die. The Hulk laughs. Is that so? Well, you made your bed. It's time to lie in it. Moments pass, and as Dr. Fry opens his eyes, he begins to rub his face, but nothing comes. His arms, his legs, they are gone. And now he's buried deep beneath within the mountain where he can live and never die. If you listen closely in the dead of the night, you can hear him begging. Death is better. Please, please let me die.
And there you have it, the second issue of the Immortal Hulk. Now this story, this one was just deep and dark, and this guy's buried underground without his limbs. It's crazy. Fun side note, this arm comes off, and Dan almost like cut me when he put the statue back here. It's also good for combing my beard. My beard's really good, huh? This is probably where I would do a 4Hymns plug since they sponsor this channel. You can go to 4Hymns, I'll put the link down below. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this Hulk storyline. This is really sharp, that really hurt. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more Hulk. If you're really enjoying this, let me know. Give this video a like, tell me in the comments, Benny, we want more Hulk, and I'll bring you part 3 next week. We got a lot of single issues in the Hulk to catch up on, so we could do it for a couple of weeks to kind of allow us to catch up on our schedules and get things rolling anyway. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you next time right here. This is really, really sharp. Like really, really sharp.